Dreams prove the existence of the human soul. That's what John Calvin, the father of Presbyterianism, said in his writings about the diversity of the body, which in Greek is soma, and the soul, which is psyche. And if you put psychosomatic together, you've got the mind and the body, psychosoma, psyche soma. Calvin addressed the subject of dreams. Calvin believed that when we sleep, we are in a state of apparent lifelessness, and we are not aware of what is going on around us. Yet, it is during sleep, he wrote, that we have thoughts of things that have never happened, or presentiments or premonitions of the future. How do we explain those mysteries? In 312 AD, Constantine was on a march across the Alps to fight Maxentius, his arch rival. They both wanted to be the Holy Roman Emperor. And on the afternoon before the battle, Constantine took a nap. He had a dream in which he saw a flaming cross with these words, "In hoc signo vences," in this sign you shall conquer. The next morning, Constantine heard another voice commanding him to mark his soldiers' shields with the Chi Rho, which is the monogram based on the first two letters of Christ's name in Greek, the Chi and the Rho, Christos. Constantine obeyed, and his troops fought Maxentius, and they won. How do we explain dreams? Abraham Lincoln had a peculiar dream about a week before his assassination. He shared it with a few of his friends. In the dream, President Lincoln was walking through the silent White House toward the sound of crying in a room adjacent. And when he entered the East Room, he saw a casket covered in black. "Who is it?" he asked the soldier who was on guard. And the soldier replied, "It is the president." And Lincoln woke up wondering whether it was real or not. How do we explain these mysteries? I am fascinated by dreams. Many of us have recurring dreams which can be quite disconcerting, if not frightening. Often, in order to release the power that they have, we have to unpack their message. My recurring dream finds me at 11:05 on a Sunday morning going up a hallway towards a sanctuary. And I'm going up the hall, and the hall becomes shorter and narrower. And I look down as I get closer. It becomes a tunnel, Kevin. And then in that tunnel, I have to crouch down, and I look down, and I'm wearing a t-shirt and blue jeans and hiking boots. And I go up to this little tiny porthole, and I look through the porthole, and I see everybody gathered down there for worship, and they're looking for me. So I turn around, I back out, turn around, run back to the house, which is next door to the church, rip off the t-shirt, the blue jeans, and the hiking boots, and I put on my suit, and I get ready to start out the door. It's 11:15. I start out the door, and I'm barefooted. Now, I wake up about that point. Now, what do you do with that? Do you just go, "Oh, that was fine"? No, I start to unpack it. And what I see is that I really wasn't prepared for a Sunday. And it usually happens on a Saturday night. And I can tell you now, 36 years into ministry, Mike, it doesn't happen a lot. But when I do have that, I listen. I listen to that dream. And sometimes we learn things from dreams. Sometimes it gives us a future glance of what we hope might happen. When I went to Africa in 1989, there was a couple in the church that did not like me. And he was on the search committee that brought me to that church. But in the dream, as I was sleeping on the shores of the Zambezi River, I had this dream that she came up to me in worship. And I was so afraid she was going to slap me, but she hugged me. And I realized that was my deepest desire. My subconsciousness was yearning for us to be reconciled. Now, sometimes dreams are recurring. Sometimes they tell us something about what we're yearning for. Sometimes they just grow out of the fact that we had a barbecue buffet we went to, and we got 2 platefuls and then 2 desserts, and indigestion can make the most amazing dreams. But we need to pay attention to those dreams. In the scriptures, the Bible has no less than 120 references to dreams, dreamers, or dreaming. And you may recall Jacob in his dream of the ladder in Genesis. And in this book of the Bible, it also references Joseph's dream of the butler and the baker and his interpreting the dream of the Pharaoh. 1 Kings records Solomon's dream. And Daniel the prophet interprets the dream of King Nebuchadnezzar. Now, I don't know, Karen, why people don't name their children Nebuchadnezzar today. I think it'd be great if the first name was Nebuchadnezzar and the second name was Mephibosheth. So it'd be like, Nebuchadnezzar.